The prophet described in Deuteronomy 18 verse 15 is to be like Moses, who served as a mediator between God and the Israelites. Moses himself described his role in Deuteronomy 5 verse 5 as follows: I stood between the Lord and you at that time to declare to you the word of the Lord, for you were afraid because of the fire and did not go up to the mountain. This mediatory role is central to the identity of the prophet like Moses. Muhammad did not serve as a mediator between God and the Israelites or his followers. He claimed direct revelations from God, but did not act as an intermediary between God and any specific people. Muhammad did not serve as a mediator between God and the Israelites or his followers. He claimed to bring direct revelations from God, but did not act as an intermediary between God and any specific people. In contrast, Jesus fulfills this role perfectly. The New Testament explicitly identifies him as the mediator of a new covenant, for there is one God and one mediator between God and mankind, the man Christ Jesus. 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5. Jesus bridged the gap between God and humanity, just as Moses did for Israel. From among your brothers refers to Israelites. The phrase your brothers or brethren in Deuteronomy consistently refers to fellow Israelites, not foreigners. For example, in Deuteronomy 17 verse 15 we read the following: Be sure to appoint over you a king the Lord your God chooses. He must be from among your brothers. Do not place a foreigner over you, one who is not a brother, Israelite. Here your brothers explicitly means fellow Israelites. Leviticus chapter 25 verse 46 reads, But you must not rule over your fellow Israelites, literally brothers, ruthlessly. Muhammad, being an Arab, was not a descendant of Israel and does not meet this criterion. The prophet mentioned in Deuteronomy 18 verse 15 had to come from the Israelite nation. The prophet must be like Moses. The text states that the prophet will be like Moses. This description requires specific parallels, not generic qualifications. Some argue that Muhammad is like Moses because he was married, had children, and was born of a mother and father. However, these attributes apply to the majority of men and do not make Moses a unique. Such a claim dilutes the purpose of identifying the prophet as like Moses. What made Moses unique were his roles and experiences, which include: number one, speaking directly to God. Moses communicated with God face to face, Exodus 33 verse 11, an intimate relationship unique among the prophets of the Old Testament. Muhammad never claimed to have spoken directly to God, but reported receiving revelations through the angel Gabriel. In contrast, Jesus claimed an intimate relationship with the Father. No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God and is in closest relationship with the Father, has made him known. John 1 verse 18. Moses performed miracles as evidence of his divine calling, such as parting the Red Sea and bringing water from a rock. Muhammad did not perform comparable miracles. Jesus, however, performed numerous miracles, including turning water into wine, healing the sick, walking on water, raising Lazarus from the dead, and ultimately resurrecting himself. Moses mediated the Old Covenant, bringing the law to Israel. Muhammad did not establish a covenant in the biblical sense. In contrast, Jesus instituted the new covenant, fulfilling the law and reconciling humanity to God. This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. Luke 22 verse 20. When questioned about his identity, Jesus pointed to his works as evidence of his divine mission. The Jews gathered around him saying, How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Messiah, tell us plainly. Jesus answered, I did tell you, but you do not believe. The works I do in my Father's name testify about me. John 10 verse 24-25. Jesus' works, including his miracles and his resurrection, validated his claim to be the prophet like Moses. These extraordinary acts are unparalleled and uniquely point to his divinity. No mere human being, including Muhammad, could perform such feats. The New Testament explicitly identifies Jesus as the fulfillment of Deuteronomy 18 verse 15. In Luke 3 verse 22 to 23, Peter declares, "For Moses said, the Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among your own people. You must listen to everything he tells you. Anyone who does not listen to him will be completely cut off from their people." Stephen reiterates this in Acts 7 verse 37, pointing directly to Jesus as the prophet Moses spoke about. No biblical text supports the idea that Muhammad fulfills this prophecy. Moses and Jesus consistently pointed to the God of Israel and upheld the Torah. Muhammad's message, as recorded in the Quran, diverges significantly from the biblical narrative. His theology, while acknowledging some statements of Jewish and Christian tradition, is distinct and does not fulfill the covenantal role of Moses or Jesus. The prophet in Deuteronomy 18 verse 15, without a doubt, is not Muhammad but Jesus. As always, God bless you.